In late April, I started playing Yakuza 0, and little did I know that I would be playing all the other games in the series. Hi, and welcome to me ranking all the Yakuza games, almost all the Yakuza games. I just want to give a warning. I might be a lot harsher than other people on these games. This is my opinion of the games, and there will be some things that might like about a game that I don't like. So, also there's some things I might get wrong because I'm basically doing off my memory about this game. So don't take this video too seriously, and I'm gonna be ranking them in the order I played. So, and also spoilers. Yakuza 0 is Yakuza at its best. From the combat, minigames, karaoke, sub stories, and story, I don't think any of the other games are gonna come close to playing Yakuza 0 for the first time. Because I also came with basically knowing nothing about the game. So it was very fun. Well, Yakuza 0 has my favorite map out of the Yakuza series. It is Kamurocho in Sobinburi. I really liked the combat because how smooth it felt, and generally liked all the fighting styles. I don't really have anything else to say about the combat because it is good. So I guess the heat system could have been a bit better, but that's all I had to say. It has one of the best minigames, including my favorites, karaoke and disco. All the karaoke songs and chords are very well done, and the disco also, though it can be a bit tough to get into, but I still really enjoyed it because all the songs were very good, so replaying them wasn't that bad. But now it also won one of the worst games in the series, the telephone and cat fight. The telephone minigame gets very old and repetitive very quick, and if you want to get all the sub stories, which also weren't very funny because the joke was, oh look, she has a bad personality and she's ugly and she's gonna assault Kiryu. Awesome, thank you. Also the cat fight, I didn't really play it much, but it's absolute bullshit because you just have to get lucky. Button pressing doesn't really matter at all, so yeah. Also, I think this game also has the best sub-stories. For example, there's just so many memorable ones, like the miracle checks and the cult one, the password one. There's so many more. Very good game. And that the story is also great. Not perfect, but compared to the other games in this series, it's pretty good. I think one of the reasons why the story works so well is that it doesn't have to build on the mess that the other Yakuza games had, and it doesn't really have much of the shitty Yakuza tropes also. Majima also had a great introduction. The best. I don't have anything else to say about it. Also the free antagonist, I really liked. I liked how they were introduced in the first chapter, like we already got to know him. That was great. Though Shibusawa was a bit underwhelming as the main antagonist. But it didn't really ruin the game for me, so that was fine. I still think the Chinese assassin was a bit underwhelming as well, but it doesn't really drag the story down too much. One of the things I remember was just a curious wound just disappeared. And I think it was because they wanted the really cool back shot of Kiryu and Nishiki. So maybe they removed it because of that, or they just forgot. So this isn't really a Yakuza 0 exclusive. Other Yakuza games also have that. Oda being redeemed was questionably done. They just kind of brush off that he was a sex trafficker, and then he died like a hero. I just feel like that could have been done a lot better. The main minigames were also generally good. The waiting for the real estate one was a bit annoying, but at least you could do stuff during it. The Collaborate Club also was very fun. Yakuza 0 also was the only game to make me cry, so Tachibana really got to me. I think this game, what does it best is just blend the very serious, tragic story and then you go do the side stuff and it's just very very goofy stuff, like it's sub stories and minigames. It's great. I think just it blends up so well. But one bad thing it also did was it set my expectations way too high for the series. But so yeah. Oh yeah, we great them. So that's why it has its own tier, because nothing will come close to experiencing for the first time. So now Yakuza Kiwami. Alright. I was a bit underwhelmed coming into this game, but I'll get more into that later. Overall the same, and the comments the same, but there are some improvements. Like the styles changing was a lot smoother and faster. What I really liked the best was Majima everywhere. I really liked it. I totally get why people don't like it, because it can get annoying, but for me, I was just happy to see him. It was the little things about it. When he challenges you in the pocket circuit, and when he's just staring you through the window, I just had a lot of fun with it, and it really what made the game fun for me. But I get it why people don't fight it, but for me, it was great. Also, oh yeah, and Kiwami. Beautiful. Thank you, Yakuza Kiwami, for giving us Kiwami. Thank you. But one thing is where Majima, when you get a fight with Majima, not fighting him, but all the Dojima guys, so, and then he gets shot and falls into the water, and Kiryu does not care. He's like, oh no. Anyway, so I don't really understood the point of the fight, because it would just I get it, they wanted to get explanation how he got the wound, but he already got stabs. Yeah. But now the mini games. There was the Beetle game, which was just an improved version of Catfight, and it was fun actually. It was okay, very okay compared to Catfight. There was the Hostess one, where there was a lesbian, and that was really cool. And I just kind of find it kind of funny, or Yakuza generally, not always, but generally, have pretty good representation of women, gay, trans people, but in the main story generally, as the women aren't very well written. And I know why, because the people who write the main story aren't the people who write the side stuff, and yeah. But the karaoke was all good, except I didn't really like the remixes of the Yakuza 0 songs. But tonight was very good. The sub-stories were fine. It just was just a lot of Kiryu getting scammed, The main story overall was okay. My expectations were a bit high from Yakuza 0. Like, this was a remake, so I feel like they could have added more to the characters, like more of Nishiki, like seeing him behind the scenes, or Yumi, and not kill Reina off screen, or just give her more character. I was just kind of disappointed by the ending, not because of what happened, but how it happened. So Nishiki is just, I feel like, was done really dirty. He just kind of shows up at the end and sits on the couch and goes like, I don't remember, just like sits on the couch and then you beat him up. Kiryu and Yumi, I just felt so bad. And then he sacrifices himself. I just felt bad for him. Could have done him more. Could have been more. Also, Kira, Yumi, and Haruka not being affected by the explosion is kind of funny, because the room is just all fucked up from the explosion, and they aren't. So also, Jingu was kind of a lame villain at the end. Also, this is just a very nitpicky thing I have with the game at the end, where Kira asks if Haruka wants to keep the dog, and Haruka says, no, it can maybe go find its mom. No, Haruka, that dog mother is probably dead, and you will probably also get hit by a car, you dumb child. I get it, they tried to do something with that, but I just find it dumb. I know that's very nitpicky, but but overall, I still really like the game. It's like the Majima era was just the highlight for me. It was very fun. It just made me smile. What can I say? So, and what makes it S tier is Grammy. So, thank you. Now, Kiwami 2. I'll just start off by saying that I don't really like Kiryu's model in the Dragon Engine. Specifically in this game, he just looks very uncanny. Especially his eyes. I don't know why, but it just does. The face isn't the only problem. Especially looking at the back, which you are looking at the back for is 90% of the game, so his head just looks way too small, and his back looks way too blocky. Also, running is annoying because you have to all hold X, and you default moving is walking, slowly walking. I just don't understand why they changed that, so you default is walking rather than lightly sprinting. That's just, for me, it's just annoying. I know they changed it more comfortably in the future games, but I still prefer it in Yakuza 0 and Kiwami 1. Now, moving to the combat. I thought the combat was fine. It was okay. I don't really have problem with it, but it just didn't as smooth, and the fucking ragdoll physics I'm just not a fan of. It can be funny, but I don't like it how it feels. But I still had generally some fun. Now, the mini games. It brought back the hostess minigame, which was fun, but I felt that Zero's version just felt better and was done better. But overall, it was fine. Now, the real highlight of this game is Majima construction. The gameplay is pretty fun, though the last level is pretty difficult, and I still haven't beaten it. The story is nothing special. It's like pretty much the same as the, other main minigame stories. But I did enjoy it, and especially those little quote-unquote cutscenes where is it Kiryu, Majima, and the other guys went out to eat. those are fun. And how could I forget the Majima construction theme? It is the absolute banger, like the other games in the songs, but better. Overall, Majima was again the highlight in the game for me. I just love seeing him do stupid shit. It's great. keep doing that, please. Alright, karaoke. So the Dragon Engine has a different version of it, and honestly, not the biggest fan of it. It feels hard to follow because everything is moving, like this chart is moving, background is constantly moving, and yeah, and the notes are like very far away from it. Some can be, so which it just confuses my brain. But it's not bad. I just really prefer the older versions because they're like iconic. You could look at like a chart and guess what song it is without the song playing. And I feel like in the Dragon Engine it's a lot harder to do. The songs are pretty good. My favorite was Pride from Despair. Very good song. I don't remember much from the sub stories at all, so I don't really have much to comment on. The bot brought back the fucking old lady, and they're gonna continue bringing her back for some reason. Why? I don't know. Stop. Please. Enough of the Tyrion, please. Now, the story. The story is just a mess. The more I think about it, the messier it gets. The body double, the fucking secret Korean, the castle coming out of the castle, which is just, it could have been a castle, just that would have been like fine, but why, why, it's so stupid. I don't get it. It completely like ruins the mood, Haruka gets kidnapped now, alright, let's get in, and the fucking castle comes out of a castle, you're just like, why? I can't take this seriously anymore. Also, Kiryu getting stabbed with a poisoned knife, and then finding a note in his pocket saying Haruka has been kidnapped. Which, why even kidnap Haruka when you're just gonna intend to kill him anyway with a poisoned knife? It just doesn't really make any sense. Now, I thought the romance between Kiryu and Saima was kind of bad. There was like no chemistry between them at all. And Saima characters was fine, but he got turned dumb kind of at the end. Not the first time that's gonna happen. Which is, a shame. Ryuji was fine. I didn't really have any strong feelings for him. I just kind of forgot about him in the end. And the way they tied him into the story as Saima's brother was pretty poorly done. Also, the whole bomb threat was really, really stupid. Because they have this big bomb threat and the police don't believe them, and it got resolved immediately. Another thing was where you see like hundreds of cars going into the city and you expect a big fight, but you end up fighting like 6 guys. It's just so underwhelming and a mess. It's just a mess. The story is a mess. Now my biggest problem with this game, it really left a really bad taste in my mouth, was the ending. Terada just coming back from the dead, and then and then Sayama and Kira full on making out at the end with the fucking stupid ass music playing like over her brother's corpse. Is just very, very weird and bad. Like, it's just, it left such a bad taste in my mouth. Oh my god. Ugh. And just kind of tainted the rest of the game also. So, like, I had like a lot of fun with the Majima and like the other stuff, so I would give that an A. But like, the ending was just left such a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm gonna be ranking this an A and a D, because how can I put a game that has Majima construction theme in D and also give a game that has one of the worst stories in the Yakuza series an A? I rest my case. So that's your ranking for Kiwami. I refuse to give it anything else. Now, the Majima Saga, I forgot. It was short and the combat was lacking, but I really like how they tied with the Majima's and Makoto's story together, so I'll give it like a maybe a B. Maybe C. I will maybe move things around at the end, so anyway, Yakuza 3, more like Blackuza 3, ha ha ha. It was pretty weird coming from a modern Yakuza game to the the first worldwide release, released PS3 game, and but that doesn't make it bad. A lot of features are missing from the older Yakuza games, including this one, like running and a separate button for the map. There's also just way too few save points and taxis, and they're also very far away from each other, so we to moving around of a pain in the ass. Also, Kira's run is very goofy. it's kind of funny. And also he's built like a brick house. That's all I'm gonna say. But now the combat. The biggest problem for me about the combat wasn't the blocking, but it just takes forever because you do such low damage. Yeah, and the enemy blocking is annoying, but I don't have much of an issue as other people. I just wish I did more damage and it didn't take forever. But yeah, the karaoke was fine. The songs have pretty difficult charge compared to the other games. I wasn't that into the songs at the beginning, however I have warmed up to them. But I will give credit when credit is due, because this was the first game to have karaoke, so good job whoever added that. The progressing for the story itself was annoying, like when you had to gather all the kids and you had to go buy some dogs, some things, and then go chase the dog and the kids or whatever. Oh yeah, and the running. Oh, okay, the running mechanic, the running minigame was very annoying. I did not like it at all. The story itself was fine. It had some problems, which one of them was Kashiwagi's death. More of the reaction to it, where Kira just does not give a shit at all. Like, like Kira runs away from the cops, and then you see Date. It's like, hey Date, where you been, buddy? It's like, it could have just showed it like him, just a minute of him like looking upset or something, but no, he just does not care. Then they talk about like it's been like already been like a month, but it just happened like 20 minutes ago, so it's just very weird. And now the Wiki's death was also done in the classic Yakuza way of turning your back on the bad guy, and then the bad guy taking the gun off the floor and shooting him, So it just could have been done better. Like, I don't know, maybe he was hiding a gun in his pocket, or maybe, I don't know. It just felt like it could have been very much better. I felt like Hamasaki was going to have a bigger role in the story, because they had like a very like an introduction him where he just goes like yeah, and be more important, but he just got defeated off screen where you're like, oh yeah, by the way, they just got Hamasaki. So yeah, it has a lot of dumb shit, like the twin brother, that plot. But I don't really mind it that much compared to the other games. I don't know why. I don't know, it's just charming for me. But also, Yakuza 3 also has one of the best scenes in this series, where it was the Majima truck. I think the reason why I like this game more than the other older ones is because Mina was a pretty solid antagonist. They could have done him better. Yeah, and a good plus point, which I didn't mind, and the American guy. And the fucking whisker looking fuck over there. Anyway, he was also alright. But I think the game overall was fine. Like, it has a lot of stupid shit in it, but I don't mind it as much for some reason. So, C tier. Also, I think one of the reasons is that it has Majima Saga. Now, oh boy, Yakuza 4. Coming from Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4's combat felt really smooth and refreshing, so I'm glad for that. I generally liked all the 4 styles of combat, but my favorite was Akiyama's. I loved how they used the legs. And the Revelations, Yakuza also 3 had that, but I forgot. And I didn't do much out of it at all. But the Revelations were fairly funny in this game because of Saejima. You just use it by the wood block to cardamom, which is golden. The character was pretty fun and good. I do wish Tanimura had more songs though, and Saejima, which he doesn't have songs unfortunately. There was the hostess maker, which you had to do to get through the story like once, but it just sucks ass. It's so bad. Like, I played it once and never came back, and it's just, because you can't skip the scenes of the like girls looking pretty or whatever. It's just very annoying. Also, there was the fighter maker, which I did once and also never returned back because it just kind of felt boring. I did all the sub stories except Amon, and they were fine. Honestly, I would tell you more, but I can't remember anything about them. I really like that we could play as different characters. It really freshened up the game, but the story is not very good and a mess. So the whole rubber bullets thing, I feel like the only reason the rubber bullets exist is because they didn't want Saejima to be a murderer, and I really like a shitty plot twist. I really like what they did with Saijima's character, like how it really affected him murdering those quote-unquote murdering those 18 men, but the whole rubber bullets just kind of rub shit all over it. And like, it seems to me that they are too scared to have their main characters kill someone, which I don't really like at all. Like, we literally see the fucking main antagonist get shot in the head with a rubber bullet. He should be dead, but he's not, and somehow, like, and the guy who shot him didn't notice he was alive. Like, he was just standing, like, right next to, like, how? So stupid. The romance between Yasuko and Akio was just bad. Yasuko was one of the most bland characters in the Yakuza series, so all the final bosses were fine, except the final boss, which was horrible. was just Jingo boss fight, but just 10 times worse. And then it was just frustrating. Them turning their back on the bad guy, and then the bad guy shooting them, and then they tackle him, but they left the gun on the ground and handcuffed him in front of him, and he just kills himself. Like if they wanted him to kill himself, he just could have jumped off the building. Like, it's very stupid and frustrating. Overall, there is stuff that I like about this game, but the negative just outweigh the positive, so the story is just unnecessarily cluttered and messy, so I gotta put it in East T tier. We'll see, I'll just put it there for now. Oh boy, Yakuza 5. I got a lot to say about this game, but I'll start with the combat. It was fine. I just didn't feel as smooth as 4's. I preferred 4's combat over it. And it just felt rough. I don't know how else to describe it. But it's not bad. Like, it's not bad at all. You know, I just prefer the other game's combat over this one. Also, one of the things which makes this game very annoying to play is when you finish fighting an enemy, the enemies around you don't despawn, and the most streets are so narrow you can't avoid them, and when you like finish one Indian, you get like another guy. It's very annoying to move around, like especially in Majima City where there's just invisible walls everywhere. I think one of the biggest problems in this game. This game was inflated with minigames. The taxi like boy obeying the rules one was fine. I did like the racing minigame. That was very fun. I didn't really play it much, but it was fun, pretty fun. The hunting minigame, which is just kind of boring for me. I did it like once after, you know, the main story stuff, so yeah, it's kind of boring. And Shinada had the baseball one, which I didn't also play only once. I don't really like this version of baseball because it was just very annoying. My favorite version of the baseball minigame is in Yakuza Kiwami, so it's not bad, it's just not for me. The karaoke was pretty good. This was the game where they added the iconic Pakamitai and Ridge of Love. So also Kiro just cheers really funny. it's just very silly. So I'll just go through each section because I got some stuff to say about them. Kiro's was fine. His city could have had more more taxis or like ways to go through them, but it was fine. Now Saijima's section just drags on way too long. Like, I think his prison section just could have been like 1 chapter instead of 2, and the whole hunting thing could have been shorter. It doesn't help that Saitama City is the worst city with the invisible walls everywhere. Now the Haruka section of the gameplay was fine. I just I get why people like, but just kind of got bored for me quick. But the worst part that made me least enjoy Haruka section was the story, which I'll get into much more detail later. Akiyama's was fine. It just could have been kind of a room for the game, and nothing really would have changed, honestly. And Shinada, playing for Shinada's went fine, but when I got to Shinada section, I was so grumpy because I just wanted to be done with this game. When I was playing more overall for Shinada section was fine. I got warmed up to it and it was pretty fun. Yeah, I just wish Shinada's section would have been the first one instead of Kiryu's. I feel like that would have been, I would have enjoyed the game a lot more, because you get left like, oh, what's gonna happen? It's a new character, you have to start over again. It's like, I don't want to start over again. Now the story. Oh, I have so many problems with the story. Oh my god, I don't know where to start. I didn't like how Haruka got turned into an idol. I just felt like this was a chance to actually giving her some character, but they made her just bland, more bland than she already was. And it frustrates me because I feel like they could have done so much more with her. She's seen so many people die. She saw her mother die and has gotten kidnapped multiple times, and somehow this doesn't affect her at all. And acts like an idol anime protagonist. I know this isn't a Haruka exclusive problem. Yakuza kind of ignores what happens in the past games, but they could have done something with her character. The other kids in the orphanage had their own troubles, and Kiryu and the others helped them through them, or it was shown how their past affects them. Haruka really got none of that, and they could have used her, how her character, how she put everyone before herself, or really never talked about her own problems. I mean, they kind of do it, they just don't do it that well. And all her problems are Kiryu, oh, Kiryu's gone again. Because even though she's been through so much, she still acts like this perfect innocent little girl. She feels more like a doll than an actual character. And again, Haruka isn't the only one that doesn't have this much depth to them. But I feel like she suffers the most of this. Haruka is a very weak character for being one of the most important characters. Yakuza has treated Haruka as a plot device since the second games, and Yakuza 5 was a chance to change that and give her some depth and character, but they didn't really do that. I'm sorry, this is the best way I could put the thoughts in my head into the words, so this is a bit messy, I'm sorry. Also, the outfits Haruka transforms in the idol considered kind of sus and a bit gross, if I'm not gonna lie. How she became an idol also pisses me off. Park comes into the orphanage and asks Kiryu for Haruka to become an idol because Park wanted to be an idol. Or aging Kiryu just kind of was like, oh, okay. The excuse to give Haruka becoming an idol was if a girl wants to become a star, and so did I. It's so lazy. It's so lazy. What makes it worse is that in Yakuza 2, there was a manager who wanted Haruka to become an idol, but she wasn't against it. She just wanted to be with Kiryu, you know. But so yeah, and then they just do it in this game. What frustrates me the most is Park. Not necessarily her character, but how the game treats her. So she manipulates Kiryu for her dream to leaving the orphanage and Haruka become an idol. And then we see her say that if Haruka doesn't win the competition, she will cut the funding to the orphanage. So she's just threatening her and the other 7 kids of becoming homeless. Cause it's what's more fucked up is like she doesn't have anyone to go to if she wanted to quit. Kira just fucked off somewhere and she's living alone in this new city and really has no way to reach someone she knows. So she's just trapped. And what's even more frustrating and kind of fucked up is that they pretend that doesn't like really happen. Like after the scene when, you know, Park just goes like, you gotta be an idol or no more money, and they just forget, like they just develop this mother and daughter relationship. Park also slaps the manager and tricked Akira into signing a contract, so she's not a good person, obviously. What's worse, after her death, they pretend that none of it happened, and she was just a great person who worked really hard to make her dream come true, and didn't really do bad, except when she did, but that was justified. Like, for example, like when Akiyama talks to Akira, when Akira tells him that he was tricked into signing a contract, he just tells him that you should have expected it. Instead, I don't know, that would have been justifying killing her. Like, I just feel like the game's trying to gaslight me. Also, Park's dream just getting pushed onto Haruka is not great. Another thing is around the end when they think whether or not to cancel the concert or like postpone it. They're like, oh, Haruka's life is gonna be in danger, but the concert is important too. It's like, is it? Can't you just postpone it? And does it really have to happen now? Like, can't you just take care of the danger and didn't do the concert? It's so stupid. I feel like the whole Haruka becoming an idol is just pointless because we already came to the same conclusion at the beginning that we did at the very end. Like the beginning Haruka just says she just wants to be with her family, and then she at the end she's also like, actually I do want to be with my family. It's just like, yeah, I mean it's more useful, but still it's very stupid. What frustrates me the most is that you could have Haruka like say she didn't actually want to become an idol at the end, and how she was pushed into it and wants to be with her family, but no, the dumbest thing they could possibly do, and with saying how every girl's dream is to become a star. Also, the way they make Park Majima's fight was just, again, stupid. The only reason they seemed to do it was because they wanted to tie like Haruka's story into, you know, the rest of it. It just makes no sense, and I'm just gonna pretend. Actually, no, it just is not canon. Also, like Haruka is like, I can't have you be here because you're a Yakuza, and then she also has like a friend, you know, the fucking boss of the idol company who is Yakuza. So like, I could go more about the other stupid shit in the game, but I'm just gonna end it here. I could go on, and I'm sorry it was so messy, but I don't know. It just makes me so mad. But let's move on to something more positive. Takasugi. I loved Takasugi. You know, I was very grumpy coming into Shinada section, but I really warmed up into it to it at the end. He is my favorite character of Yakuza 5. Yeah, like, it could have been better if just Shinada's section was first, though. I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Oh yeah, and the final boss was, you know, unexpected. And like, as a character, like, underwhelming. But the fight itself was good. I just, you know, I feel like they forgot. Yeah, like, oh shit. We forgot to hit the final boss quick eyes of a. Oh yeah, and the last scene with Kira and Haruka. Again, maybe it's supposed to be like a dream, or like wishing, but it's just, I always thought it was supposed to be real. Like they're in the middle of nowhere somehow. One of other things I disliked was the rooftop scene. They're like, let's fight together all for some reason. And Majima just kind of showed up nowhere, not really explaining where he was or is. And Morinaga just disappearing. I could go on, but I just don't want to be here forever. Also, the more they said the word dream, the more insane I felt. Like, playing through this game just made me feel insane. And talking about it anymore will make me feel more insane, so yeah. I did really like Takasugi, but he just does not make up for the shittiness of the game, so but yeah. Now, Yakuza 6. I'll get this one out of the way. One of the two things that I dislike the most about this game is the menu and the fact that there's no text boxes and everything is voiced. So the menu is way too small, and it's also like a phone. The icons are way too small, and some stuff is missing, like you can't equip the weapons. This is a little nitpicky, but when opening the menu, Kira physically takes out the phone, so it takes like a half a second to open it, so it kind of makes it really annoying. And the text boxes missing just kind of made the game kind of a bit unplayable for me. It's just skipping the dialogue is very awkward because it just jumps. I hate it. I really hate it. I don't like it at all. Like, instead of, spending all the money on voicing everything, they could have just spent it on improving and the game and adding the missing features like Substory Finder. Like every game, like except like the first 3 had some sort of like, either like they were automatically marked on the map or you had a Substory Finder, but this game doesn't. And it was one of the reasons why I didn't really bother with the sub-stories in this game. I was going to, but then I was like, oh, there's no Yakuza and there's no sub-story finder. Okay, maybe I don't want to do this now. Kamurocho is also missing a part of its map, which is a shame. Onomichi was kind of boring. There wasn't much else to do. Like, there were some minigames, which I didn't really know about, like the fishing one and the fucking making friends one. I didn't know about it. I just wish it had it had a karaoke bar. I just wish, that's all. I just wish it had that. Now the combat, well, it was okay. It is just the worst version of Kiwami 2, like the ragdoll physics and whatnot, like Kiwami 2. So the karaoke was good. I really liked Today's Diamond, but I have forgotten all the other songs. So the story was okay to bad. I feel like it should have had more of the older characters, or it was more about the older characters. Like, this was the quote-unquote last Kiryu game. Like, that's just Saitama, Majima and I just going to jail rather rather than being more active in the story. They were like a part of like Kira's life. So I also Haruka's character doesn't get treated any better, and also she got a child, which I wasn't a fan of, and the way it was done was kind of weird. Like Haruka runs away to a small town, and decides to have sex for the first time, and without a condom. Like Haruka was very mature for her age, and not very condom. It's like weird, like they even pointed it out, but they just treated it as a joke, like just ugh. Also Haruka's barely in the game. Despite like being like despite being on the fucking cover, like she was like in a coma most of the game. Like it's just a shame because it's the Kira's quote unquote last game, but Haruka was like one of the biggest parts of Kira's life, so not having much her there just kind of slap in the face. So Kira not calling Haruka his daughter, and Haruka not calling dad at the end, like in the story, is just very weird because it's obviously they are, but they just refuse to do it for some goddamn reason. They really had that relationship at the very beginning. And there was the big ship, which I didn't really care about because it didn't really have to do with, Kira, and this is the Kira's, last quote-unquote game. Like, at least they could have abused it more, because this was the big secret of Onomichi. Like, at least let me, like, go explore on it, please. It was strange, like, that Kira, like, always thought Daiko was as his son. I felt like would have worked better if it was implied in the older game, but it wasn't, so yeah. So it just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's like Kira treating Daigo as his child and not Haruka. Very weird. I just feel bad Haruka treat her like shit. So also the florist just disappeared, which the game would have been half shorter if they had the florist. Either they forgot or they like, oh shit, if he had the florist, then like most of the problems would have been solved. Let's just disappear him. When like Kira wanted to know where Haruka went, I thought first thing was like, oh yeah, the florist, but no, he was just forgotten. They could have just said that he was retired or just chased out by the Chinese mafia, but no. So, in conclusion, I would have thought this game would have been better if it wasn't Kira's quote-unquote last game. I also felt like very rushed. Because a lot of stuff was like missing, and I'm not the first one to say this. It just kind of felt like a showcase to the Red Dragon engine rather than the conclusion of Kira's story. So the rest of the characters were fine, but also the main antagonist. Fuck, I forgot. The main antagonist also was kind of underwhelming. So it's a neat tier. More honestly. One of the biggest reasons why is that it's just no text boxes. I hate it so much. It's so I hate it. I don't like it at all. Yakuza 7, alright, or Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, Yakuza 7 was a really nice breath of fresh air. I really like Inshincho. Though Kamurocho and Salt Emporium felt really empty. They had the battle arena and a dungeon, but that was about it. I wish there was more stuff to do in them. And but I'll start with the combat, which was changed to turn-based combat. I liked it, and it was kind of fun. I like how it's implemented, with Ichiban just starting out as homeless, and Ichiban turning schizophrenic. Though it was a bit grindy and rough around the edges, but it was fun. It was pretty good. I had fun. The minigames for the most part were pretty fun. I really liked Dragon Card. The move for the funny minigame and can't collect dirt. Those were really fun. There was the property management, which was fine. Most of it just was like waiting. Like, at least in real estate, you can go and do other stuff while you wait. But you can't even skip it. You have to fast forward through it. So it was pretty annoying, but it was fine. But one of the biggest problems with this game is the karaoke, because the karaoke was just bad. Like, not the songs were fine. Like, Ichiban's songs just kind of sound like a generic pop song. You know, it's not bad, but it's, yeah, it's fine. But Non-Boss and Adachi's covers were good. They were, like, good, but they sounded nothing like the characters. Which is a shame. Ichiban's version of Hell's Stew, just the audio was just kind of strange. It's something felt off, I don't know what, because I don't know much about audio mixing, but just kind of felt just off and weird. It sounded weird. But I did like Psycho's and Shao songs. They were fun. But what makes the karaoke so bad is the church. The church was just horrible. They were so offbeat and rushed. It just makes playing through them the songs a slog. So, except the only good chart was Machine Gun Kid. That was the only, like, the one they, like, put effort to do. I did all stop stories except the romance one. They were pretty fun and good. I don't really have much to say because I don't really remember anything. Now, the story was good. He had some, Yakuza moments in it, but overall, the highlight, the characters and the dynamic between them, the chemistry was awesome. I loved that. Like, the party chats were really fun, and the table talk. One character I like especially was Chao. I love Chao. I love him. He's great. And Ichiban was a really enjoyable protagonist to play. So really nice to play someone else. I know I've said it a lot, but it was nice. Cheer just kind of showing up in broad daylight, and his high iconic suit was just kind of dumb. But I think, like, passing the torch to Ichiban was nice. It would have been a lot nicer if they kept it, like, if they didn't burn him back in your respect. Majima and Saitama were there. I guess it was fun. I got my ass kicked in the first time, but, honestly, Yakuza 7, I kind of expected them to not bring up all the characters at all, but they did, so it was a big surprise to me. Now to the bad. Namba's brother. So, like, Namba wanted to see his brother. That's why he turned on Ichiban. But they never showed him. Like, they could have, like, at least shown a picture of him. The way they resolved it was just very lazy. Oh yeah, we took care of your brother, and also he's gonna get married or something. That could have been done a lot better, because that was, like, pretty crucial to the plot. So, oh yeah, and then Mirror Face, again, this is really lazy way to, like, resolve the plot. Like, Mirror Face themselves is just a very stupid character. Oh yeah, and Tendo himself was, like, fine, but his boss fight was awful. This boss was just bad. It was just that it wasn't hard, but, like, it just took forever. And halfway through, he could just one-shot you. So that was, like, a very frustrating boss fight. Also, when you die, you have to pay money to start, like, from, like, a checkpoint again, which is stupid. Especially because going through the Millennium Tower is just very, like, long, and it's just very annoying. But overall, I really enjoyed the game, and I was looking forward to seeing more Ichiban. The karaoke was the worst, but I'll put it in A tier. Good game. Good game. Okay. Judgment. I don't have a lot to say about both of these games, but I'll just go through them pretty quickly. So, the combat was fine. The perma damage kind of sucked because it was like the only way to repair it was like the medicine. The repair was expensive, and it was like one spot in the sewers. But I generally enjoyed all the characters. I liked the dynamic between Yakumi and Kaito, and the story was good. Except like one thing, shouldn't the guy who got accused of like murdering his girlfriend, shouldn't still be thrown in jail? He hit the body, but he didn't fucking kill the old guy. Shouldn't he still be thrown in jail for some time? Cause that'd still be a crime. But yeah, I don't have much to say about the game. It's good. Good game. So big year for that. Now, Lost Judgment. Lost Judgment has the best combat from the Dragon Engine, and it was pretty fun and good. My favorite thing about the game was that you could skateboard, and I really hope they have more of that in the future games. That was like a highlight for the game for me, that you could skateboard. I really liked it. I loved the group of characters, like the main group, and it was really fun, especially like in the ending. They're like eat sushi and shit. I really liked that. That was nice. I don't think the story was as good as Judgment. It was a bit messy. I will put it above Judgment because it was because you could skateboard. So yeah, like I don't have much to say about this game because they were good. That's all I can say. Oh yeah, and fucking Kaito Files. Now, I honestly don't remember much for it other than it costing $30, which it shouldn't. And so I'm glad I bought it for like on sale for like $8. The combat was just a reused brawler and beast doll. Story was fine, so honestly give it C tier. Kaito Files was fun. I don't have much else anything to say about it. Now, like a dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name. Now, again, this game shouldn't cost $50. The minimum should be like $25. So I'm glad I bought it on sale. This game just filled with so much content that really doesn't add anything. Like the quest where you had to like bring things like to the other people, or like I want like a sushi and then you bring it to them. The arena was also okay. I really liked their dress up which was nice. The combat was fine. He had all these gadgets, which most of them were useless, and I didn't really use except the shoes, which is the most OP thing ever, because you just sweep the enemies with it. It just felt like, I don't know, it wasn't, doing the subster was also very annoying, because you had to like go talk to a con every time you wanted to do him, and it was really annoying. And the subster itself were nothing really special. The character was, I think, cool, but I legit don't remember anything much from it. I don't know what to say because I don't remember. Biggest problem with this game, it just feels so lifeless and soulless. Like same with the story. Like story was like fine, but it just again felt lifeless. Like I can't put my finger on it. What really bothers me about it, but I just don't really care for any of the characters, and like it was fine, but it feels so off. Like the closest thing I can describe to is soulless, but it is a bit hard, so that's why I say lifeless instead. But yeah, it's just it was like, you know, like why wouldn't I come back to it? Because there isn't much to do. And I did basically all the things in it. I did like all the arena sub-stories and like the quest Akane, because I was just like, I don't know why I did it, but I did. I see those things and then my brain is like, I have to do it now. So, now. Yakuza 8, or Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Oh my god, I have so much to say about this game. And not much of it is good. Also, one shit about this game off the bat is the new Clean Plus is not behind DLC. So thanks Sega, thanks for that. I'll just say this also, I didn't know Kyo was the gray-haired guy. I really didn't. Like, I thought Ichiban was just gonna get like a new sidekick, which I was excited, but no, it was Kiryu. Like, I found that out in like the end of Gaiden, so you know. This game kinda ran like shit. I had some stutters here and there, but it really started lagging after I went to Dondoku Island, so yeah. So I didn't really like the map of Hawaii. Or Hawaii itself. It was kind of big, and there was not enough to fill it. Like, or if the things that did feel like there was a lot of like pickables and shit, which is kind of you know. Like, I didn't realize how much I dislike Hawaii until I went back to Ichicho. Again, I'm gonna use this word a lot, but something fell out. It just kind of felt empty, and I really didn't like the vibe of it. Like, yeah. What was nice was that you could just use the taxis on the map, and I liked you can also listen to music. I brought the DSP for the music player thing, so that was nice. But yeah, there were probably other stuff that made the game nicer, but I just don't remember. So instead of the skateboard, we had the street surfer, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. I like the skateboard more. I hope they bring it back. Now, the combat had some nice improvements, like being able to move around and adding more mobility just using the basic attack, like the back attack and, you know, stuff like that. But it didn't come without problems. Now it's just a pain in the ass to use the healing for the whole group, because most of the time all the characters are so spread out that you usually can't reach anyone else but yourself. Though, like, I did have a lot of fun playing as Kiryu, because you had the 3 different styles, and you can break out of the turn-based combat, which was really cool. But like, I wish Ichiban would have something like that, is, you know, he's the second protagonist. Now the mini games are like feel lacking and kind of like unfinished a bit. Like, we had crazy food delivery, which was fine, but I just wish they were more staged in it and different maps. The online dating game, which I only played once, and I don't have much to say about it because I only played once. And it was kind of boring. And the fucking I don't remember what the fuck were they called. Sujimans, yeah, Sujimans one, which was, I completed it, and it wasn't really anything special. It was kind of boring. Taking pictures of Nickman got very fast because there isn't really much to it. And the fucking Dondoku Island, which I was only there when it was introduced, and I don't think I'll ever be back. Like, a lot of these games just felt half-baked and really nothing special. Yeah, just very, like, yeah. The character was good, and that's all I have to say. Now, the stop stories were just kind of bad. It's just a lot of them were like, you meet character, here's a sad backstory of said character, and then you fight the bad guy. And the jokes weren't really funny most of the time, so the jokes were like, ooh, look how random this is, without, you know, really making anything funny. And like, remember for this from the past game, remember that fucking big robot from Robot Vacuum? Well, he's sucking people again. So yeah, like the older games had the random aspect to it, but it did really it was funny. like I was thinking like maybe because it has gotten old, but I played like Yakuza Dead Souls, which had like really fucking stupid shit in it, random, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I just didn't have a lot of fun gaming this game, so yeah. Also, there was the romance top stories, which was just actually like disgusting. Like, I can't believe we're still doing that. Oh, look, he got sexually assaulted, but it's funny because it's a man in the year of 2024. Like, come on. Like, really. Like, especially when, like I get it, you want the Gigi romance, because, you know, every Yakuza games have their horny minigames, but it's making it more awkward because, you know, Ichiban like has like a love interest now. Like, do better. Come on, we're not doing this in the year of 2024 still. Come on. Just do better, my god. Alright. Now the story. I don't know where to start because I have so much to say, but let's just start with Ichiban. I didn't like how they did Ichiban in this game at all. Ichiban in 7 was stupid, but he was still clever and not naive, but loyal. But in Infinite Wealth, he's just a complete and utter moron. Like, honestly, all of the characters just felt like the shadows of their former selves. Like, just on something so again. I know, very good explaining how I feel. And like, Kira just completely overshadows Ichiban. Like, when they were separated, I only look forward to the Kira section, honestly. The beginning of the game was rough. I struggled to get past the first few hours. You know, it was like, oh, look, romance, and you go on this dumb date and whatever, and it's just like, oh god, just let me get to the goddamn game, I don't give a shit. Oh yeah, and the romance between Ichiban and Psyche was just, I hated it. Like they never had anything between them in 7, and now they just do. Like, it would be cool if they showed how they got it, but no, they just do now, because that's how they do it in this game. And just, like, it was just, the way it was done was just bad. And I don't know why they did it, because it doesn't add anything at all to the story, like, at all. Like, they go on a date in the beginning, Ichiban does, like, you know, there's the marriage proposal, and, like, nothing comes of it. It just gets turned into a joke. I hate it, like, I just hate it. Like, Psycho's character was also butchered because of it. Like, in their heart drinklings, almost all they talk about is Ichiban. Yakuza can't do romance at all, and it's fine. It just don't do romance, alright? Or if you do it between men, because they really seem to do the chemistry and the dynamics between men, right? So why not turn the romances into romances, you know? Because in Yakuza 7, we were like gonna get more like better female characters, but I feel like we took one step forward with it and two steps back, so it's really a shame. I don't like how they showed Hakiru got cancer. Like, people sometimes get cancer, and it makes sense because he smoked a lot. But I don't understand why they showed it, like, the scene. Why show it? Yeah, so Tomi-sama was fine, but Chitose? I think that Chitose shouldn't have been forgiven that easily. Chitose drugged and stole from Ichiba, then was going to lead the gang right to their death, but she didn't. But then she was still working with Eiji and got Hamada and Wongto killed, and the reason she portrayed them was because she didn't want her identity to be exposed to her family, which was stupid. Like, I would understand if they were threatening to kill someone, like, but no. Like, they all have a drink and just forgive her. She also spread misinformation about people in ruined their lives, and then gives a half-assed apology and doesn't address the misinformation at all, and not even clear Ichiban's name. And after all of that, she gets to be a chairwoman of her dad's company. Like, you could argue, oh, she hated her family. They made up, and she should have been jailed. Like, she doesn't suffer any consequences for her actions. Like, Ichiban might have forgiven her, but what about all the other people she ruined the lives of? Another thing, Kyo hiding is so inconsistent. We have been going around in public and everyone calling him Kyo and introducing himself as Kyo, but then he can't meet up with Haruka because that's so dangerous. It doesn't make sense at all, and also gets exposed like all over the internet, but that doesn't matter. Daidoji didn't seem to give a shit about that. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I don't even understand why they even bother with it. The way the story moves and is paced is so bad. We have Ichiban going to places to get clues to where Akane is and hitting a wall over and over again, and that's on repeat until the tattoo lady tells where Akane is. Also, there's just so much shit that gets introduced and like only to be forgotten and not matter at all. Like, for example, the underground mall. You go there and it's like explain it so much and expect it to be important because they're going so into detail about it, but it's just forgotten about.
Also, another example was the ex-Yakuza guy that we meet at the very beginning, who also gets completely forgotten about.
And Akane and Lani are just plot devices. Like, there's really nothing to them at all. The reunion between Akane and Ichiban just felt really empty and underwhelming. And Wong To's and Hanawa's death was just bad. Hanawa just gets shot and then dies, and then she doesn't just start explaining there, and then does the fucking VTuber voice. And next to fucking like Wong To's Hanawa corpses who were just killed minutes ago. Like, girl, read the room. Doing this somewhere else. Like, if you did that to my dead body, I'm sorry, but I'm coming back to haunt you for the rest of your life. And to top it off, kids just do not give a shit at all. I get that the Infinite Mouth was written after Gaiden, but they could have changed that very easily. Like, couldn't they just written like, I don't know, oh no, he was cool, I will miss him, instead of being like, oh no. Anyway, like, you could have changed him, but they didn't for some kind of reason. The antagonist all were kind of shit, except Yamai. The turtle guy from Breaking Bad got turned into a joke. Bryce was an utter joke. His English was horrible. I couldn't take it seriously at all. Because he was supposed to have lived in Hawaii for like more than half a decade. And like, I don't understand why they couldn't just get him an English voice double for him. Because they did it with the other characters, so why not him? Like, there was the one scene where he was in a Zoom call with the other gang guys and then goes and tells a bunch of kids to kill some guys. Like, I'm sorry, like, how can I take that seriously? Like, sorry, you have some fucking villains, all the villains in a Zoom call together, and you just kind of crushed the tone for me, and I can't take it seriously anymore. Like, I get that Yakuza games are supposed to be like a reflection of the time it takes place in, but there had to be a better way to do it. Just because it's like, you know, realistic, oh, it's accurate and realistic, doesn't mean I like it. Also, I don't like it at all. Oh yeah, AG. AG was so badly done. Like, Ichiban like spends like 2 hours with him and then trusts him completely, and so does everyone else, and no one like questions it. And then introducing Kiryu to him like it's Kiryu and letting him stay at Daijo, like they were like, oh okay, for some reason. And then they turn him into the most evil villain possible, like, and then he like throws children through the child downstairs with the bomb, but it was a bomb, haha. Yeah, and then he just like disappears. So, and then they just forgive him. Ichiban forgives him because they were like such great friends. Like the reason Ichiban forgave Yaaki because they had a history together and they were like brothers and family. But Ichiban like, literally just spends like two hours like with Eiji, and Ichiban like completely trusts him. Like yeah, it's just so stupid. Ebina was also one of the worst antagonists in the Yakuza series, which is honestly is kind of not that hard to get, honestly. Like I don't know what to say about him because there isn't much there. I don't understand why they made him like Ichiban's half brother, because it literally adds nothing, and he was just kind of completely fell flat. His boss fight kind of sucked. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about him. They also made Lani a child, the leader of Polycana. They called a bunch of brainwashed people and children for some reason. Like, also, I would think the government wouldn't allow Polycana to exist anymore because it's a cult, and they had a private island that was brainwashing children and storing nuclear waste. Like, so why? Just why? As much as I love Chao, I don't think he needed to be in this game. Same with Jungi Han, especially with him. He was put into the game before the last chapter. Like, that just felt like a last second decision, where they were like, fuck it, here, let's put Jungi Han, because fan servers, Majima, Saijima, and Daigo also were there just because of fan service. It wasn't really good fan service, honestly. They could have really been like removed and nothing really would change, I think. Maybe. Also the torture bullying burnt down. I would think they would make that a big deal, but no. Kira just mentioned it once and it was never brought up again. Also, I heard like nobody talk about it also. Like, it's just weird. Like, it was a building that was almost in every Yakuza game, and they just have it burnt down. Like, it's just treated like nothing really happened. Just kind of feels like a slap in the face. They really need to retire Kiryu and Machu and the other guys, because the stories have been already told, and it's kind of getting old. Like, especially with Kiryu. Like, he's also getting physically old, and he's got cancer. Like, if you want something with if you want to tell a story with these characters, I think they just do like a prequel or a spin-off. Like, I hope after this game, Kiryu's just gonna be retired. I really hope, or dead. Honestly, I don't really care. I just don't want him as a protagonist. He's been already so milked, alright? I get it, he's your money-making machine, but come on guys, it's time to let him rest, please. I also really hope they don't keep bringing back dead characters, or keep doing that. Hey, they didn't actually kill anybody, like Sawashiro. I hope really that Yamai is gonna come back and like, actually, I didn't kill that guy. So, and like, we to keep bringing back the people as like bartenders. Like, get it? That's gonna be the new thing, but I am not a fan of it. Like, it makes me not care about characters anymore if they die. Because I'm like, I know, because they're probably gonna be like, oh well, let's bring them back if the fans really want it. So I just don't really care anymore. Like with Hanama, I know his death sucked ass, but don't bring him back. That's just gonna make it worse, please. That's just gonna make it a lot worse. They did it with Kashiwagi, but I'll make that the exception because I feel like his death was again like shittily done and he deserved better, so Like, that could have been the one character, but then now they just kind of keep doing that with new bartenders. Like, Kira's gonna fucking die and he's gonna come back as a fucking bartender. I feel like this game isn't confident enough in its new story that they keep bringing back, like, all their characters, all their stuff in it. The biggest example of it is when they showed the two guys in Judgment for no reason at all. They were like, hey, these guys helped us out. And that was that, like, nothing, that was like, no, like, why couldn't they just, that being an Easter egg in the background? Like, when walking around the city, they could have been sitting in a cafe and you could have saw that. That would have been a cool Easter egg. But no, they just kind of pointed it out for some weird reason. Like, I feel like this game is constantly jiggling keys in my face. Jingle jingle, hey, but remember these guys from Judgment? Jingle jingle, jingle jingle. Hey, look, Jungi Han is back. Jingle jangle, jingle jingle. Oh, hey, look, Akiyama is back. Jingle jingle, for some reason, he doesn't really do anything in the game. Jingle jingle, jingle jingle. I know it's fan service, but fan service isn't inherently bad. It can be done very well, but this game just doesn't do that. I feel like this game just kind of ruined the future for this series a little, because they just kind of turned Ichiban into a joke, and I think we need to start fresh off again, or like make it that this, just forget that this game ever existed. I feel like there was so much in this game that happened whilst nothing really happening. This game feels so lifeless and it's rushed and empty. Like, I just hope it doesn't go on to the future Yakuza games, so yeah, I have to put it in the worst game. It just, it really feels like the future of Yakuza games for me, so yeah. Well, let's move on to something more positive, like a Dragon Ishin. I left this game for the quote-unquote last, so I had a feeling of like it, and I really did. The new setting and characters were really nice. Now the combat. I liked it. The brawler and gun style weren't as good as other and could use more. This game was also pretty grindy, like getting the materials and money for them to make the weapons. They also added supernatural powers, like the super big demon guys. I think the only reason they added that was to justify the price of this game, and I just wasn't a big fan of it. But the minigames, they had the dance minigame, which was cool. I liked that. Though I wish I'd had more songs. The udon game, I didn't really play it much because I wasn't really good at it, because I had to memorize, and I don't memorize very good. Now, the brothel minigame, the drinking one was fine. Rock, paper, scissors one was easy, like very easy, because you could just see her form the hand, so that was easy. But the last one was really bad. I don't even know how to describe it. You have to shoot the hearts. It was just very hard for some reason, but I got through it somehow. And this game has one of the best karaoke in the series. All the songs are absolute bangers. Like especially Samurai Under. I love Samurai Under. And it's a fine day for food, which is also so good. I don't know why it's so good. One thing I really liked about the remake, I guess, was the new songs, which their cover for Baka Mitai was really good. Another Life was nice. Did kind of get old and repetitive, but I still really enjoyed it. I think pretty much all you can do in that minigame. I just like the nice slice of life. Let's go back to it. I think it was nice. The sub-spirits were pretty good. My favorite was Itch and Ika. they were pretty fun. I generally think the story was good. I really enjoyed the characters. Like, Roma as a protagonist was nice because he wasn't like, rather than have I can't kill anyone no matter what because murder bad, or I'd be as bad as them. We have like only kill if necessary. I really like that. I like that. It was nice. I really liked how involved Okita was in the story. And he was enjoyable as always. And it was nice to meet again. What I didn't like was Shibusawa as Takechi and Jungi-han as Yamazaki. I think Shibusawa didn't work as Ryoma's brother because he just looked 20 years older than him. And for me, it was really distracting how Ryoma's face and Shibusawa's face looked like they were from two different games. Like, you can tell Ryoma's face was like made, but Shibusawa's like a real person. It was like really distracting for me. It wasn't really a problem in like Zero. The graphics were just good, but in this games the graphics are like, really, hyper realistic. So Shibusawa had so much more detail on his face, and it's just very distracting for me. Yamazaki's Jungi-han didn't really work for me, because Yamazaki is supposed to be like blend into a crowd like this guys, and Jungi-han's face doesn't really fit it, because he looks like a K-pop idol with the fucking silver hair and eyeliner. The ending was also pretty rushed, and Jingu just kind of showed up out of nowhere. It didn't really ruin the rest of the game for me, but it was just kind of bizarre. It just kind of ended. And there was the romance between Ryu and Ryoma, which was it was, Yakuza really can't do romance. But yeah, I still very enjoyed it. I don't think Ishin needed a remake. A remaster would have just been fine. It's just pretty much exactly the same as the original. The only thing I liked about the remake really was the new songs. All the other face changes were fine to me. I like both of the games, so I'll give it a tier. I still really liked it, even though it was grindy and yeah. But I had a lot of fun with it. Now finally we're gonna get a good fucking Yakuza game. Yakuza Dead Souls. Did I just buy a PS3 to play this game? Yeah. I just really wanted to Get to the Top, which is the best karaoke song. Alright, so this game's combat is like a Resident Evil shooter. The controls were pretty awkward and tanky, especially with the aiming with the left stick instead of the right, which is weird to me. I don't know if other games that had it, but for me it was very weird. But after 15 minutes you get used to it, so it's kind of fun. I just like my really like my Resident Evil games. So but what makes this game special is it runs like absolute shit. More accurately, when you do the hit actions, or when you explode something, or when there's a fire, or when there's too many enemies, but otherwise, it's fine. The lag I just kinda got used to, but where it's especially bad is the Dead Souls one. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. When the enemies are constantly aggravated, which made it constantly run absolute shit. What other thing about Dead Souls mode sucks is the quick time events are borderline impossible. You have to use the PS3 home screen to pause to see what the button is. If you're gonna play this game, play it on easy or normal. Not because the enemies are hard, because the fucking quick time events are doable. Combat is pretty awkward, but I don't mind it. Maybe because I like Resident Evil games. You can also mod weapons and gear to make them better. Some materials are just a pain to get, because when you need something from the casino, which is at the back, and then you are in the front, so you have to go all the way through a certain route, which is the longest way possible to get there. It's kind of annoying. But I just generally enjoyed it, because yeah. Then with the minigames, this game exclusively has the Gary's Boot Camp, which was the shooter range in Resident Evil 4. But it also has a moving one when you run around, which was pretty cool. The one when you have to aim, you can only aim. It was kind of pain in the ass, because the aiming in this game is kind of shit, and you can't use the auto aim, so It's kind of bad. Like, especially you can like use it to train partners, and when your partner trains for the first time, they're really like shit. But after like the second try, especially in the fucking like the aiming one, it's borderline impossible to beat them because they're so good at it. The only way to do is like memorize all the fucking word things pop out, and it's kind of a pain. Now the Subterranea, I hope I'm saying that right, they're the random generated underground dungeon floors, which has a certain number of floors, and where each character has to go there 2 times, which has more floors each time. And there's also the endless one in Primo Venture, which you can also use Bob as a partner, which is cool. The Subterranea is fine. It does get really boring really quickly, especially you just kind of you shoot zombies and they're just a boss, and like the more you go down, the more like longer and the bigger the rooms get, so it's kind of sucks kind of. There's also the Spec Ops, which are just small challenges you can do to get some points. They're pretty cool. They're some easier than others, but like the Insurrect 300 zombies, fuck that one. And the blow up the 300s, also fuck that one. But the karaoke, the whole reason I bought this game. It's beautiful, one of the best in the series. We got Majima Get to the Top and Majima cheering the rain stuff, which is beautiful. Hilarious. And also Ryu singing and cheering, which is really nice. Playing Get to the Top first time I failed, which was the first time I failed at karaoke, so this game also had one of the best sub-stories in the series, like, for example, the one where Dai cross dresses, and Majima was very horribly for him. There's one where you have to convince some Chinese guy that the Yakuza boss isn't a zombie, and the one where Ryuji uses a paper fan to kill zombies. Some sub-stories can be a bit repetitive because you have to like go get someone and go get them back to the entrance. So, but yeah, certainly had a lot of fun. Alright, the story. The story is dumb and stupid, and I love it. But it also have some pretty good stuff in it. The Akiyama section was fine. And I don't know what else to say, but it was fine. And oh yeah, in the end, Akiyama flies a helicopter with a comically long ladder and then fucking kills the main boss. Especially it's funny because Kira's like tells Ryuji like, don't go after him, killing him isn't our job. And fucking Akiyama crashes and it's really funny. Majima was literally there just to shoot zombies, and it was great. He like gets bitten only to discover he wasn't really bitten, but he got the pollen allergies. Oh, what was that? Oh, Majima would be boring as a protagonist? Oh, really? Sure. Yeah, Majima was just a treat to watch. She's just there to kill zombies, and it's beautiful. Like, he isn't even a part of main story. Like, really, at the end, he's just, only so fucking off. It's great. I love it. I really liked what they did with, like, Ryuji. Like, he became a takoyaki chef, and then he was later from, like, the old guy who got turned into a monster. And I thought that was fairly well done. His part was pretty annoying to go through, through Little Asia and Champion District. And then Kira shows up in town, and people actually recognize him as Kiryu, which is pretty cool. But then he tries to beat up some zombies, and that goes nowhere. Then we meet Asagi, which is honestly, in the Yakuza series, pretty solid female character, especially in this series. So, one thing bad about him not bad about her, but like the way Akiyama treats her is just kind of gross. When she's just like, when Akiyama meets her, she's like, oh, she'll be the #1 hostess in my club. And then when Asaki calls him, he's like, oh my god, do that again. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Oh yeah, and then then finally Kira starts using the gun, which is, I like it. I like it because, you know, Kira is like, oh, I can't use the gun because killing bad, and then he finally uses it. I like it. I like it. He has also the worst boss fight, the fucking bird looking thing, which was fine, but halfway through it caused zombies. It's kind of a pain, but not too bad. However, in the Dead Souls difficulty, it's literally borderline impossible. We also have this stupid tank section which controls like shit and looks like shit, and it just kind of sucks. Like, especially in Dead Souls mode or in the harder difficulties. One thing I wish we could do in this, in the last final chapter, is switch characters. Now it makes sense why we can't do that, but I wish we could, because, or at least gives like a warning at each character section, like, hey, you can't play this character again, you might want to do all their list to the characters. So yeah, the antagonist really nothing special in terms of the dude who was like, the whole reason why the dude was like he released Zombie Apocalypse because he wanted like a reach back in the clan. So yeah, but the boss fight was like underwhelming. The final boss fight was fine, honestly. It's kind of like Resident Evil style boss fight, you know, he turns into a big monster, and then you hit him with a rocket launcher. And the ending was kind of funny because you know the fucking large ladder and fucking Akiyama, like, it's just funny. Oh yeah, Hark gets kidnapped, which is, as always, I forgot about that. Oh, this game is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this game. I just love it. I love Yakuza Dead Souls so much that I platinumed it. So, the really difficult part about it was the fucking Pachinko one. And the Dead Souls mode, which was also like literally borderline impossible because you could just so easily get stuck over, like, when you get hit on the ground and you can't get up because zombies keep hitting you. And then, yeah, it just sucks. And one other thing about this game that sucks is the fucking running ones, which you can do some of the sub-stories, which also suck. It's so awkward. It controls so awkward. It's so bad. But overall, I really enjoy this game. So, I will give the privilege of the Yakuza 0 tier because I did platinum, so yay! So on eBay I brought like 7 Japanese versions of the Yakuza games, and that includes the HD remaster Kenzan and Ishin, and that's what I'm gonna be talking about next. So I played the Ryu Ga Gotoku 1 and 2 HD edition, but I'll be reviewing them separately. The original Yakuza. One thing about playing this game was that the X and circle was switched, because you know it was the Japanese version and it took a long time to get used to. The combat was kind of awkward and clunky, but it was weirdly charming and not bad. I kind of enjoyed it. Maybe because I played it on easy. And I, for some reason, also did all the sub-stories. Except for I don't know why I did it, but I did. Also, the shooting section was kind of awkward. Very awkward to control, so I don't know what to say about the story other that I haven't already said about Kiwami's. Except like you spend like a minute with Nishiki before he turns into evil, so. But yeah, I honestly had a lot of fun in this game. I would put it in like C tier. I would have put it in B if I played the dub version, which I want to play, but I don't think I will play anytime soon, just because I don't want to play Yakuza games anymore. Now, Yakuza 2! The combat was the same as the first, but it would have some improvements. But one of the things that was the worst in this game was the fucking enemies. The fucking Men in Black. I hate them. In Kiwami they were a pain, but not too bad. But in this game, oh my god. Maybe it was because I played it normal instead of easy. It might have been my fault, but oh my god. And I kind of rushed through the game, but still, holy shit. I was gonna do all the sub stories, but then I found out the game has like 120 of them, so I just didn't do them. I just legit had such an awful time playing this game. It might have been that I rushed playing through this game, but like also it didn't help. It had like one of the worst stories in the series, so like the Men in Black was just the worst. The one thing I liked about this game was that the songs they used when, you know, Kiryu gets stabbed and then they rattle whatever the fuck they did in the remake. And the fucking the quick time events were also awful bad. The boss fight I did, like when I went to the final section, you know, you going through this thing, killing all the Men in Black, that was the worst. Like I should have gotten more like better healing items because I didn't, but I thought they were like would be like a guy selling them, you know, like it's in like Kiwami, but no. So I died a lot during the final boss, like Richiso, and also if you fail the quick time event in the final boss fight Richi, then you will like instantly die, which is like bullshit. I'm sorry. I just hadn't like at least in Yakuza 5 I had the combat wasn't bad at least, but in this game it's just bad. I hate it so bad. Oh, alright, but let's get to Kenzan. Oh boy. So I watched translate playthrough it before I playing it myself. The combat was fine. It's just fine. It's really nothing to say about it. Like you got the brawler, which is just sucks. You got the sword, and you got 2 swords, and you got the big swords. There's no upgrade system like the other games. You can only level up. And the way to get some of the special like moves and abilities is through revelations, which I only did once. As I also didn't do much of the mini games or sub series because they were in Japanese. Yeah. So we open up with children crying, and because they were getting sold, and Kira just being annoyed and then being like, shut up. It was kind of funny. It's just kind of funny seeing. But the story overall was just kind of fine. It did have some problems. So you know, Haruka sold herself to the brothel. That's not the problem itself. You can have sensitive problematic shit in your story, but what matters is how you handle it, or you do it. So how does this game handle it? Not very good. Kenzan certainly could have handled it a lot better. So after they discovered that Haruka was like a princess. Her grandpa asked if she wants to come with him, you know, live in a castle. And she says no, because she likes working at the brothel. And Kiryu and the grandma don't object to that. So why is this a problem? Whilst Haruka's working at the brothel, Kiryu says that a lot of girls are sold to this place and dream of escaping, but they eventually forget themselves and that dream, so they don't, hey, don't forget it yourself. Like, Kiryu knows that, you know, living and working there isn't good. It's inconsistent and weird, because what Kiryu said. And also, Haruka was also treated like shit in there. Like, right now, she's like an assistant to, you know, the prostitutes, but when she grows up she's gonna become a prostitute, so it's pretty bad, especially since she's like a princess and you can't fight here, just don't object. It's just kind of weird. I get it, they didn't want Kiryu and Haruka to separate, but there had to be the better way to do that. But what I did like was Majima's movies was a treat to watch. The section in the story when at the beginning when they went to assassinate, I liked that. That was good. But what I didn't like was his second death, which was kind of stupid, because he he gets the bad guy with the chain, and during that Kiryu just kind of stands there and does nothing, and then Majima gets stabbed and fell off a cliff. So yeah. Also, the final boss fight I think is the worst in the series, because it's just an old man with a gun, and there's no like quick time events and any like one of the worst in the series. At least like other games it felt like a boss fight, it was, but this game not really. And then also the ending itself was a surprise because Kiryu dies at the end. So, but I don't really have any strong feelings about that. Like, I don't dislike the game, even when it has some problems with it. It's like Yakuza 3, like it has a lot of stupid shit in it, but I didn't mind it, so. But yeah, then like, I put it here. Like, I also I did get frustrating at those times, because with the combat, because the enemies would like get this into pose that will like one shot you, not one shot, but like down you, and then when you get up, they get back into the position and down you again. So it's like an infinite loop. It's very bad and frustrating, but still, I don't mind the game too much. Alright, finally, yeah! Ryu Ga Gotoku Ishin! Finally. Now this game was just pretty much same as the remake, but not as good looking, and in Japanese, and the faces. The combat was pretty much the same, but the weapon and armor smithing are a bit different. And the maximum damage you can get is around 300 and not like over 1000. So I do prefer the old smithing system kind of. The only bad thing about it was in Japanese, which I didn't understand. So, but through the power of Google Translate and relearning hiragana and katakana, I got through it. So also there's no big monster guys and magical power stuff, which I'm glad. Also prefer that Takechi was like an original character, that was nice. And you could also use the trooper cards in the dungeon. And the thing I forgot to mention about the remake was the trooper cards, which honestly not a fan of, really. Because they're like during the whole game rather than only in the dungeon. I think you can only in the dungeon. Pretty sure. But yeah, I still had a lot of fun playing this game. I did all the sub-stories and the cooking stuff. But I still think the game looks good and stands up pretty fine. Like, there was a scene at the ending which the remake didn't have. There was a boy and dad looking at a statue of Brahma and probably going like, I don't know what it actually said, because I don't know what it actually said. This man gave us quality shit, so that was fun. I like that. Well, I'll give it an A because it is in Japanese. Yeah, get in there. Oh my god. Okay, there. So, I don't think Yakuza needs to be a series where the graphics are like super hyper ultra looking the best. Because I think Ishin looks fine. Like, I don't think Yakuza needs to be like this super one where they need to put all their time and money into like the graphics. So yeah. Also, I just want to say that this isn't all I have to say about these games. If I were to go to like through bit by bit in every single little nitpick and complaint I have about these games, I would be here forever, and I don't want to be. So I'm just gonna end this soon. Hi, it is now December. It's been 2 months since I recorded the first bit, and now I'm ready to finish it. I'm going to move some things in the tier list because I had time to think about it a bit more. So let's go do that. So I'll move Kaito Files to the end of C tier because I don't really have any strong feelings for it. And the only thing I remember about it is it just cost $30. So I'll move Yakuza 7 a bit higher, and finally I'm going to move Yakuza Dead Cells to the very top. If I had to choose which one to play again, I'd have to choose Dead Cells. I don't know, Dead Cells just kind of clicks with me. I think it's because it takes the Resident Evil elements that I like, and it takes the Yakuza characters that I like, and mashes it together with shitty gameplay. And I'm just happy playing it. If I'm playing a game for the 10th time and I still giggle at the shitty jokes, then I just got myself a new favorite game. So I just want to congratulate Yakuza Dead Cells for being at top of my tier and almost killing the Yakuza series in the West. Hey, as Majima said, get to the top, am I right? Now, to my final thoughts and feelings about this game and also the future. I still do think most of these games are good, but just not as good as people make them out to be. Like, this series just frustrates me because it has so much potential to be one of the best games that is out there, but it just doesn't. It chooses to take the most safe, boring, and stupid route there is. The problems I have are mostly the story. I'm not asking for the best and most thoughtful story there is. I'm just asking for it to be good, or something that doesn't make me bash my head against the wall. Yakuza needs to move on from its old characters because their stories have ended a long time ago. Yakuza 7 was a chance to finally move on. Too bad that didn't happen. What would be the most preferable if they did a DLC or a short game that just said goodbye to their older characters and finally passes the torch to Ichiban or maybe someone else? I just don't think they're gonna learn the mistakes that the Infinite Wealth had, because that game made a lot of money. Or I don't know, just get someone else to write the story. Literally anybody else to write the story. I'm begging. If they don't, then I'm probably not gonna like the new games. Like, I'd rather spend them 2 or 3 years guaranteed to be as good or even better than Zero, rather than I don't know, a mediocre game a year. Yeah, but one thing I will give this series credit for is that it made me almost play all the games. I don't think I even have played half of the games of the Resident Evil series, so hey. But let's talk about the upcoming Yakuza game. Yakuza Prides in How I Like a Dragon, something like that, I don't remember. And honestly, my hopes aren't very high for this game. I'm probably not gonna like it, even if Majima is going to be the protagonist. He is my favorite character of the series, but I'm probably not gonna like it since it's gonna take place in Hawaii, and they're probably not gonna learn the mistakes of Infinite Wealth. But who knows, maybe it'd be really good, maybe it'd be really bad, or maybe it will be just fine. I don't know, because the game hasn't come out yet. I am curious of the karaoke, or if they're gonna get to the top, and I am excited to see Gorham again, so. But yeah, my hopes aren't really high for it, but in the end of the day, I'm the loser here. No matter what I thought about these games, they're still going to get money for it, and probably continue getting it. Even if my hopes aren't high, I'm still going to play the new games out of curiosity. Well, this is the end of this incoherent rambling of my thoughts and feelings that is this video. If you watch all the way here, then first of all, why? And second of all, thank you very much, I really appreciate that. I really hope to make more videos in the future. Probably not gonna be this year, so hey, I'll hope you see you in the next year. I'm going to go play some games that are Yakuza
And so should you. Anyway, goodbye, and see you next year.